Hello, how you doing? James here. Well, it's been a while since I did a video on this guy. About a couple weeks, probably about 2 months or so. Umar Johnson. So I'm about to show you what's the latest on one of the videos latest on him.
Are you looking for the most affordable way to add electric heating and cooling to your older home? If that's the case,
if you ain't never built an institution in your life, buddy, please keep your mouth shut. We getting the school ready, brothers and sisters. Oh, yeah. Who pulling up for peg day? What color y'all want the boys' bathroom? What color should the hallways be? Are we keeping this color? This is King Kong consciousness. I build institutions. I don't just sit on YouTube running my mouth. Hit the Cash App, $FDM. Hit the PayPal, paypal.me/FDMG Academy. Hit the PayPal, paypal.me. School been built. We just renovating. I think I see live. I'm about to send him to the block party. Oh, yes. If you ain't building no institution for the people, please don't criticize. If you ain't never built an institution in your life without me, please keep your mouth shut. Oh, yes. It's King Kong.
Oh no.
Yeah, we're going to get some carpet. I want carpet in the principal's office. The principal office is going to have carpet. So, ladies, when you come into my office, you got to take your shoes off. But I need you to know the camera will be running because I'm not catching no Me Too.
Well, this Umar Johnson situation kind of went under the wraps for some time now. It got quiet. People wasn't talking about it, right? But now it's back out in the open again. And Umar Johnson, he's saying that the school's going to open up soon. He was on the Dancer Project doing an interview where he was talking about current topics, the black community, being pro-black. But then the conversation came up about the school. And everybody's awaiting the school. They've been waiting for 42 years, right, for the school to open up. We know that he was in trouble where he was about to lose the school. We've seen him come online and beg for money. He lied, he allegedly lied and said that his accounts was frozen. He tried to blame the girl who he was online saying that her stuff had a smell to it. He was blaming the dude London Honor. He was just blaming whoever, right? Because he knew that he was in trouble with the city of Wilmington, Delaware, and things was coming down the pipe, and he owed back money. Now, I don't know why he would owe back money. Where's your team? Now, y'all remember, he was just talking real crazy. Before we get to the Dancer Project, let's revisit some of the foolishness and stupid stuff that he was doing. Check it out.
It's pretty crazy how clean and how bright everything is here at Uline. You really don't see that anywhere else.
Some of the foolishness and stupid stuff that he was doing. Check it out.
No problem. We could have got a payment plan. But instead of responding to me the first week of April, instead of responding to me the first week of April, instead of responding to me the first week of April, they ignore us for 4 months and put a sign on our door this past weekend. They ignore us for 4 months and put a sign on our door this past weekend saying we're going to sell these schools if you don't pay our money. We're not going to email you. We're not going to send you a letter in the mail. We're not going to call you. We're going to put a letter on your door that somebody can take and run off with, as somebody did. They took the letter off the high school and sent it to YouTube, the struggle streamers. What if they took the letter off the elementary school? What if they took the letter off the elementary school? What if they took the letter off the elementary school? Brothers and sisters, we need your donation so we can pay this bill. They say we owe $20,000 on the elementary school.
You owe $20,000.
They say we owe $20,000 on the high school.
No, you do.
They say we owe approximately $20,000 on the elementary school. They say we owe approximately $20,000 on the high school. Our accounts are frozen. Our accounts are frozen.
No, your account.
Our accounts are frozen. We need y'all to help us pay this bill. We're going to fight like hell to get our accounts freed up. We're going to fight like hell to get our accounts freed up. But if we don't, y'all got to help us pay this bill and save our school. Y'all got to help us pay this bill and save our school.
So that's Umar Johnson in rare fashion, saying things back to back to back. He's just a whole weirdo. And when I look at him, right, I see mental health issues. He has something, everything is not clicking up there. Something's going on. Something's not right with this guy, right? Definitely not right. This is the same dude that said he's not married. He got 2 kids out of wedlock. He's not with either one of the women, but he's trying to give you advice on marriage advice, how you should do relationships.
Right.
And then he wanted to do a channel where he had like bring professional black women on. He got all kinds of black women making disparaging videos about him and his character, right? The thing is, when you open up the school, how he gonna pay for it? Where he's gonna get the money from? He barely got the money to even open up the school. It's been taking him 82 years, right? I mean, I'm starting to get gray in my, gray in my hair. Gray. When he first started collecting money, I had no grades. But he was on a dancer project. And let's look at what happened when he was on the dancer project. Check it out.
Conversation. I want to know where you're at because you're constantly working. And when I mean work, one thing that I just want to finalize is the renovations on the FDMG Academy. We've been almost done for so long. And now we're at the floors, but I'm still scared to say we done, because every time I say we done, something else comes up. So I ain't been saying nothing. My thing is, when it's done, that's when I'll announce it. You know what I mean? I was supposed to go back to the Breakfast Club, and I text Charlamagne. I said, I'm not coming back up there one more time to tell people we almost done. You feel me? Yeah. When we done, I'll schedule with you. I'm not going up to Power 105 again until we done. I'm tired of saying it myself. We real close. When I fly back home tomorrow, I got to get to the school. They laying the floors now, and once that's done, we'll be applying for our certificate of occupancy. That's going to be interesting because the city has not been our friend. They tried to sell the school behind our back last month for some frivolous expenses that we should not have even owed. So I'm going to stay positive, but I'm not looking forward to the inspection. So when people say, when you're going to actually be done, that's not in our hands. We have to see what the city says, but I'm hoping after all we've been through, they just say, go ahead. If it's all in order, just pass it. If you never did, why you speaking on it? And if you're not doing anything for the people, why you speaking on it? See, that's my thing. I don't think people who don't do work could criticize people who do work. Now, if you're doing the work, you say, look, I built me a relevant institution. You can speak to it because you did it.
You don't have an institution. You have a molded floor with your own shit in the toilets that you publicize on video while you were scrubbing the toilets. You have mold growing down the side of your building. People show that. What institution have you? Ain't built no institution. It's an abandoned buildings that is in a Browning zone.
Hello family, this is Marianne. Before I start this video, I was ready to go to bed, but I said before I start this video, I want to let you know on this channel, you're not going to see the fancy light. You're not going to see the fancy background theme. I can afford the fancy light. I can afford the fancy background theme, but that's not what we're doing on this channel. On this channel, it's freestyle. That's how I started my YouTube channel, and that's how I'm going to continue. It works for me. When I come to you guys and I pour out my inner heart, when I come to you guys and want to have a candid conversation, I'm going to do it freestyle, Marianne style. The most polished body of work you'll see from me will be a feature film that I've produced, will be the Black Excellence series that I started for you guys, or will be an interview of someone that I think is worth interviewing. But when I'm coming to talk to my family, it's going to be candid. It's going to be freestyle, Marianne style. So for those that may have commented later on after seeing this video, well, why could you do it more professional with a slideshow? Well, we're doing it ghetto style, my style. So I'm going to play the DS Project interview that they had Dr. Umar's on, and I'm going to give you guys my candid, my sincere feeling about this interview. I'm not holding anything back. And then to that podcast, I did send them like about a page-long email. And if they do respond, I will follow up with a video. But family, here we go. We're going to start. And I want you guys to pay close attention at the beginning of the video. Look at his body language. You can tell he's uneasy. You can tell there's a slight tremor in his hand. And people that knows him personally will be like, my goodness, Marianne hit it right on the head. You're interviewing a demon, so that energy is in that room, and they know how he gets down. So you could tell there was a discomfort, but he maintained his composure. So let's go, family. Here we go. I'm going to sit this right here, and we're going to look at this video together as I give you guys my honest and candid opinion. Here we go.
Ladies and gentlemen, this is a really special episode of the Dancer Project, something that we've been trying to get going for some time. And like I have been more recently, I've been starting off my shows, seems like a lot with like apologies. As I've kind of been...
And I'm going to pause. Right now, family, he is starting his podcast, he's starting his show with an apology. Right there, I can tell you, this is what you call a soft interview. This is going to be nothing that's going to be satisfying to the viewer because they're not agitating the guest. But let's go, family. Let's continue.
Starting to settle in as a podcaster, as a media personality, and as people are starting to get to know me, I really want to let them know who I am and what I'm about. Now, I went into a wild phase of podcasting, and I had a wild guest that kind of kept us a little bit on edge a lot. And my loyalty has always been like, oh, I'm with you. And I tried to get you to sit down with this gentleman on the show, and everything went left for a little bit because it was like, oh, I'm going to make it happen and this and that. And I apologize for trying to force that issue and trying to make that happen because you clearly stated initially it's not something
and let's
do,
pause.
and I shouldn't have been pushing it.
I'm pausing again, family. Again, notice how apologetic he is towards his guests. Let's continue.
So for that, I would like to start this episode out with an apology. No problem, bro. Appreciate it.
Wisdom.
And Dr. Umar is here, ladies and gentlemen.
Yes.
Now, what's going on, Kato? How you feeling, my brother?
Man, I'm riding on a high, man.
Yeah.
Came back with a vengeance. Last few episodes have just been crazy.
And
Absolutely.
let's pause. Dr. Umar is the hottest topic, and he's got you guys led in this interview. That's because he can't go to any brother or sister's platform. You know why? They would tear him apart. And he can't go to the more prestigious platform. You know why? Because they're going to ask for accountability, and he ain't about giving accountability. And family, so they think they landed something superior. No, he didn't. Not if, when they landed this interview, they cornered him. They asked him the hard question. Then that would have been a golden interview. But you know what? No. Maybe you guys want to roll, but this don't add to the trophy. But let's go, family.
Topping it off with this and more to come.
Yeah.
We on the roll.
And this is one of them that I kind of been hiding when I speak to people. I'm like, oh man, I'm telling you, we got a great episode. This episode is going to be phenomenal. So again, my name is Danza.
Hey, yo, Kato.
And this is the Dancer Project, and we have Dr. Umar. Now, before we get into any
And
type
let me pause. I'm sorry. I'm not going to continue pausing briefly like that. But he's talking about he had to hide the interview. You did have to hide the interview. Because nobody, people are going to have expectation of what to come from the interview. So you knew this was going to be a soft interview. So yes, sir, you had to hide the interview. And then sprung into us as a surprise. Let's go, family. Let's continue.
conversation. I want to know where you're at because you're constantly working, and when I mean working, you're doing a lot more than most.
Yes, sir.
Right? Like it's not just the conversations that you're having on podcasts; it's the works that you're doing in the communities.
Right.
The conversations that you're having
Let's
with
pause.
youth and with people in general. Where are you?
So clearly, our Latino brother is not connected or in tune with the black community. Okay, he's doing more. I could name 10 people that are doing more in our community than he is. What has he done? He hasn't given come forward. You know what, family? There isn't any. There isn't any. No, he has done nothing for our community but rape the black community financially, promise a pipe dream that he still cannot deliver. But let's continue, family.
Well, mentally right now, how do you feel? I guess for me,
Now, let's examine. I'm gonna show you a short clip of what the Black Brits says. I bet you the Black Brits think he's a bloody twit. Let's see what they say.
And this is the sad thing. Who still do not see the fraudulent behavior. They still don't understand it.
so
Because
many fans still.
So many, yes. But do you know why? Because you see, the thing is, he's very clever. And obviously, he's a psychologist. He knows what the black community need, right? He knows that the black community, right, people are afraid to stand up on their own. They are still looking for a type of messiah. Because we lost MLK, because we lost Malcolm X, because we lost Patrice Lumumba, because we lost all these great people. So he saw a gap. He said, oh, you know, there's a gap. Let me just slide in there as the king of Pan-Africanism and you know, like suck money out of the continent and then also money from America.
So, Umar Johnson.
What we've come here for.
He's in hot water, man.
Pili pili. Hey.
So, public. I'm not happy, man.
Will any of you be interested in race play?
Slave plantation sex. Yeah.
Oh my God, you coon. You damn coon.
I'm not going to be able to psychologize all of them on the corner. Let them going to sleep.
Black queen forever, no money, never.
The public court of opinion
Where's the school, Umar?
in America,
Where's the school?
maybe globally.
Sharon. Where's the school? Where is FDMG?
So,
It's
it's hard to not talk about.
It's coming, FDMG. It's coming, it's coming.
Where is it?
It's hard to talk about Umar Johnson and not start laughing.
Sorry.
If you are a coon, super coon, Negro in training, jump off. Right? Right,
It's taken me a long time to get here. I just want to say,
Hey, Dr. Umar, man, give me my $500 back, man. I have this series called Giving Strangers the N-Word Pass. Let's play that today. Well, I mean, you guys already got it. I was like, damn, it'll be hilarious to get Dr. Umar to, like, react to it. So, to get an interview from him, you have to, like, donate $500 to his school. Yeah. So, I PayPal him and everything. We're emailing to set it up, and then he just ghosted me. I was like, I might as well just troll him. So, he was in Jacksonville, so we flew to Jacksonville. I got a dashiki, and we sit through his whole seminar.
and it's a show. He's up there doing like bits.
I'm not gonna lie, he was okay spinning, like. Bro, he's converting you. I thought I was just gonna confront him, but then I was like, damn, it'd be funny if, like, I show him my, like, white girlfriends. Whenever I went up, I was like, yo, Dr. Umar, this is my girl. And he's like, oh, he's a nobody lover. Get him out of here. It's nobody sees it. Like, it's trolling. But Dr. Umar, please give me my $500 back.
it's taken me a long time to get to the point where I can laugh when you say his name. Do you remember?
I
I've been hearing about Umar recently a lot. I didn't know about him. I want to say to the rest of the audience, I was initially like horrified when I first saw. I was like, who's this guy? What doctor? And the first thing I saw, I was like, this guy, something doesn't sit well with me. You know, Umar Johnson, it just didn't sit well. You know, like an uncle. You know, when you're at a party and then uncle comes into the party and he's a little bit drunker than the rest of the uncle. Yeah. You know how the back of your head just goes, I've got to watch this one. Yeah. It's a bit,
You just have a funny feeling.
not that he's either going to drink too much, he's going to knock something over, something's going to happen, a child's going to get stepped on by accident, that uncle. That's what I got from Umar Johnson. Then we started watching backstories, and when I saw this man, I'm going to start this image, a shirt and a tie with jeans. I can't
take anybody who calls themselves
tucked in,
a doctor.
Wait,
And the shirt was tucked into.
Has been raising money for over a decade, and not one black boy has been educated.
There's some jeans, and he was walking down and he's talking about
boot cuts.
boot cut jeans, and he's talking about starting a school.
But then, Sharon,
So,
you've got to take his age into consideration.
that empathy.
His age, eh?
So, like, Umar Johnson, I've been following this guy for about as long as he's been on the internet for.
Oh, wow.
It's been like over a decade now.
Oh, wow.
He burst into the scene as the savior.
That's a way of saying it.
As the savior and messiah of black people. He's gonna build this all black school in America. All across America, all across Africa, and all across the world.
I decided. I had contemplated it before 2005, but in 2005 I had contemplated that it was time for me to begin the process of building America's first true revolutionary Pan-African nationalist institution based on the principles of the Honorable Marcus Messiah Garvey in international economics. In January of 2010, Umar Johnson promised that FDMG would open September 11, 2013. The September 11, 2013 opening date passed without explanation.
You know, and at the time I watched countless of videos of Umar Johnson, but I don't know. I've never always. I'm not, maybe because obviously of my background. I'm not a gullible person. You know, God's given us 2 ears for a reason. You know what I'm saying? And 1 mouth for a reason. So you just gotta, these type of people, you have to just keep observing them and following them, and you know, just seeing if they're actually going to be who they say they are.
Yeah.
You know? So say great things. I was like, okay, cool. I was never like, oh my days, he's gonna. But again, he's put out so much important information about obviously the systematic oppression, you know, against black boys and against black people, and he is a psychologist, believe it or not. He actually is, but obviously he's gone on different platforms over the years, claiming he's got all these other different qualifications, which I've done do my research as well. So, and all I found that is he's definitely a psychologist, you know, in the state of Pennsylvania, you know, but all the other stuff that he's claiming is up for debate, to say the least, you know.
I always find it so weird when people who are like this are psychologists.
It's a bit scary, isn't
Not
it?
to throw you off, but
right, and one of my cousins, who's a female, has when Umar Johnson came here, or like in the past, he's come in the past in the UK. When I say here, he sells tickets. People go to see him. And one of my cousins, who's a massive fan, she's obviously drinking the Umar Johnson Kool-Aid.
Wow.
You know, so
wow.
I was like, what? You actually believe in this guy? Yeah, you know, he helped me with my sons, all the information that he was putting out there, so how I can maneuver through this system that seeks to oppress us all the time, and that kind of stuff, you know. And you know, it was just jokingly, we're like, oh, you know, we had a relationship where, you know, I just used to just take the ban on like Umar Johnson, to her. She's donated money to him.
Oh wow. Wow.
Yeah. So if anyone else in the UK has donated money to Umar Johnson, do let us know in the comments. It was recently to debate Elon Musk's father.
Sitting here listening is interesting because the opposition says that it's wrong for African people to dream. But was not England once a dream? Was not the United States once a dream? Wasn't Australia once a dream?
Yes.
Wasn't Israel once a dream?
Yes.
The British can dream.
since like playing.
Wow.
Black Queens forever, Snow Bunnies.
Never.
Black queens forever, snow bunnies never. I said black queens forever, snow bunnies never. I said black queens forever, snow bunnies never.
Help brothers who are suffering with the snow bunny crisis to free themselves.
Oh my god, baby, it should be Black Queens forever and Snow Bunnies never.
And a coon scream.
Save me from these Africans.
I gotta check the coons.
Everything she says is perfect, but I'm taking it slow. Just getting to know each other.
You should go to hell. That's what you should do.
Black queens forever, snow bunnies never.
Whatever people are like,
So-
this guy's literally a cult leader.
It's so yeah.
We're gonna get to that.
Okay.
You know, so more recently, and I was just thinking, oh my days, I'm not. Umar Johnson just someone on the internet that speaks and all of that stuff. So I can never donate to someone like that ever. You know, but he has a massive platform. A lot of people follow him.
Yeah.
Great speaker. He's a great orator.
I was gonna say,
You
yeah.
know, and he's a great showman.
Can't deny
He
that.
should have been a pastor. Honestly.
Definitely.
He should have been a pastor.
Right.
He should have been a man of God.
So many people, popular people, and people who are not as popular have donated money to Umar Johnson.
Yeah.
Especially, he's gone onto the Breakfast Club multiple times. You know, they've tried to ask him about. Charlemagne's tried to, ask him about the donations and where all the money's gone. But he's good at rebuttaling. Umar Johnson.
Very good.
You know, he's very good at deflecting and rebuttaling things. So most recently as well, he went on a Joe Budden podcast as well. And again, so I'm bringing up these black platforms because they are massive. And you got Charlemagne who talks about politics.
Yeah.
Joe Budden not as much. I think that's more focused on more music.
Yeah.
Related stuff. But obviously you still get Umar Johnson on. But you never read. As far as Joe Budden's podcast, you don't really hear them interrogate him about the school. I think it's because they just want views from Umar Johnson because of what he says.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
Dynamic, articulate, and so forth.
Yeah.
So now so this clip that I saw the other day of him, he was in his car. He said, "I've just come back from South Africa. They frozen my accounts. The Irish frozen my accounts."
You know that talking about that lady who said that word. That's how the lady with the wig. What did she say? You know
The one that fell off.
Yeah, when her wig fell off.
Oh yeah, yes, exactly.
That's when you hear him saying that, you're like,
I love how he categorized it. He was like, the bank have informed me. I'm paraphrasing. There is fraudulent activity going on in my account.
Umar, from you. You are the fraudulent.
Not on my behalf. But the bank are frozen. Your personal account and the FDMG, the Frederick Douglass Marcus Garvey Academy that you've been promising forever.
Yeah.
So, does that make sense to you, ladies?
Of course not.
So, sorry, I had to provide some backstory for this guy. What is?
I believe Medea and Pastor Bussy were fraudulently trying to get into my account. And if we find out that's the case, they will be sued and possibly arrested because fraudulent activity on a bank account is a federal offense. Fraudulent activity on a bank account is federal offense. Fraudulent activity on a bank account is a federal offense. Again, June 25th to July 10th is the period of suspicious activity. That is from the time Medea went public and I left for South Africa. Between the time Medea went public and I went for South Africa. So brothers and sisters, if you want to make a donation to FDMG, you must send it to PayPal. Hold off on the checks and money orders until the situation is resolved. Hold off on all FDMG Academy money order and check donations until the situation is resolved.
If you want to make a donation to FDMG, send it through PayPal. Right? PayPal.me/FDMG Academy. PayPal.me/FDMG Academy. PayPal.me/FDMG Academy. If you want to make a donation to the school, hold off on checks and money orders until we find out what the hell is going on. The bank is investigating the fraudulent attempts on our...
I'm going to go ahead and leave it right there. You probably heard that before if you ever watched one of these channels. But I'm going to get into what this brother said that kind of bring it all to home. And I love what he said. He had chiming on Dr. Umar.
Stop using ChatGPT and Canva like children's toys. Here's how to use them right.
It made so much sense.
So, Assalamu alaikum. Thanks to all my subs and supporters who watch, like, share, and comment on the videos. It's greatly appreciated. Anybody who would like to support the channel, the link to my book, The N-Word is No Secret in the Service, is in the description of every video. We also have the Runaway Slave store, link in the description. Go grab yourself a souvenir or something like that. Let's cook. Umar Johnson, Umar Ifatunde, King Kong Consciousness. He is the poster person for the I Told You So Negro. The very embarrassing crumbling of Dr. Umar, okay? And the messed up part about this whole Dr. Umar situation is he was such a big deal on the internet that now that people can see that the whole school situation is over, he validates and gives pleasure to many of these Negroes, many of these sellouts who really believe the white man's ice is colder anyway. These are people who never agreed with the great Dr. Amos Wilson and what he said about education for black children. So when we see somebody like Umar Ifatunde, he validates and gives pleasure to all these Negroes, these sellouts, these white man's ISIS culture worshipers who never wanted up school in the first place. Because the school idea that Umar was speaking about, it was great, okay? It was a great thing, what he was saying. Even though many people knew that he couldn't do this, it was a great thing to hear. You know what I'm saying? But there's a group of black people who really did love the idea of the school and really do want black education for black children. Many people who do really believe in what Dr. Amos Wilson and other people spoke about, or what people have done and did. There are really people that really feel that we needed this. Maybe even you, the listener. Not the majority, but there were enough black people who really did. You know, they loved that idea. So the people who are satisfied by this embarrassing episode with Dr. Umar, these are the I told you so people. They're glad that the school didn't happen. They're glad that it's not going to happen. They never wanted it. These are the people who don't see an education or a curriculum past something that was created by white supremacists and presented to black youth or black people by black Greek Boule type Negroes, HBU type Negroes, Howard University, the same people that got rid of the great Dr. Francis Cress Welsing. These type of Negroes are the people who were naysayers and they were upset about the whole idea of what Dr. Umar Ifatunde was presenting in the first place. Not because they knew he wasn't capable, not because they knew him personally or some other things that a lot of people know that they aren't saying, you know, just because it was a black education and what he was presenting was too powerful. Same thing as the great Dr. Amos Wilson, okay? But we know that a black-centered education is possible, very possible. There have been independent black institutions and schools throughout America for many, many years. And I'm not talking about a charter school with predominantly black enrollment. I'm talking about black-centered or African-centered schools, Council of Independent Black Institutions, other groups, okay? These schools have been around. And unfortunately, many of our people believe that something started or an idea started or originated or something became valid when they seen this on social media. I've created other videos about people in America, black people who have created black schools or black-centered thinking schools. Unfortunately, many of our people believe that something started or an idea started when they seen somebody speaking about it on social media. This is when it became valid. When they seen it on social media. And this mindset, in my opinion, is a big problem. It's where the internet and social media becomes the gift and the curse. It can go either way. nothing is wrong with not knowing. It's just that when you let these big masses of people who are personality worshipers, who don't know, and they only know because of social media, their mentality quite often starts to become a big problem, and they become the majority of followers of popular people like Dr. Umar, okay? There have been black people in America, and they are currently, right now, who have black-centered schools, African-centered schools, whatever you want to call them, black-thinking schools, a curriculum for black children, okay? Umar was just the one who hit social media. The white man allowed him to get into the algorithms for a reason. A lot of people won't believe that, or they won't understand that, whatever. You know what I'm saying? There are people who knew from way back that Dr. Umar was never going to start a school. He's not a Pan-African, okay? The thing is, some people, what a lot of people don't know is some people were fortunate enough to be around real Pan-African educators in our life. Some of us even went to African-centered schools or black-centered schools or black curriculum schools at one point in life, created by people who consider themselves Pan-African educators. There are people who have been around and were taught by real mwalimus or teachers, okay? People who were going back to Africa because that's what they wanted to do back in the 80s, before these YouTube channels about people going here and here, way before that, okay? There were people who were already doing that, educators. I was fortunate to spend a lot of time around Mwalimu Shuja, the great Mwalimu Shuja educator as a kid. Now, when I was a kid, I didn't know that he would turn out to be such a big deal in education and things like that, or a big deal in African-centered education. I mean, I was just at his house playing with his son often, all the time, spending the nights at it. And, we just playing sports and stuff like that. He would play sports. Him and his wife, Mama Quelly, big shout out to her. These people were real Pan-African educators. They never pushed their religious or any type of spiritual beliefs on anybody. They never put any emphasis on how anybody connected with the Creator. Okay, of course there were blurred lines. Everybody has their own thing, but people knew what line not to cross. It wasn't about that. They had a school, African People's Action School. They had a curriculum. This is what we do. There were people who went to this school who had a Christmas tree at home, people who were Muslims, people who were Rastafarians, people who were spiritual people, people who were vegetarians. All kinds of people went to this African-centered or black-centered school. Okay? So we know that this stuff...
Harold has metastatic prostate cancer, but like you, Harold has stuff to do.
What does reveal like this is he's showing you between what is real and what is fake and what is, and he's right, which is personality worship. People only come to him because they want to see what the things he says. You see people taking him as a joke. They really is. And I mean, he points it out in his video that he got so much problems that and then he's not even conscious of what he do. I mean, he just put his business all out there. Most of his business online, and people keep a record of it, like Lennon Honor. And I mean, it's crazy.
He takes new backup.
African-centered or black-centered school. Okay? So we know that this stuff is possible. The way that we see these other guys like Umar, many people who have actually been around real Pan-African educators before, or people who consider themselves Pan-African or a black educator, we immediately knew from seeing Dr. Umar that he was not that. Okay? And it's just something that a lot of people wouldn't understand because they didn't, they're just being introduced to this stuff through social media, YouTube or Facebook or Instagram or whatever. And there are many more. There's a reason why they allow these guys like Dr. Umar and Polite to be in the algorithms. The white man controls the algorithms. They're not going to put other people who actually have schools like the brother Q Butter, somebody, they're not going to put him in the algorithm to speak. And other people, okay? Listen, anybody who has been around real Pan-Africans, people like Mwalimu Baruti, Mwalimu Shuja, you knew that these guys are not Pan-African educators. It's all for social media. There were people back in the day from New York City, Philly, New Jersey, going to build communities in West Africa that are still there to this day. You know, people who we actually know way back in the 80s. So listen, some of us knew what a real Pan-African was way before, or a Pan-African educator, okay? A black-centered educator. Some of us been around these people and knew what they were way before the internet boom and way back when Dr. Umar was in military school. Some of us were actually in these schools and we had access to what he said he wants to do already, okay? We already knew these people. This is why there are people, again, who immediately knew that Dr. Umar was not a Pan-African. He's a great speaker, and there's nothing wrong with that. That's good enough, because black people do need speakers. The white man controls the algorithms, man. They'll always let guys like Dr. Umar and Polite and people like that in the airwaves, because they know based off of these guys, they know these people based off their habits and their lifestyle, their addictions, their desires. They know that these guys are going to crumble and leave black people sitting around who love personalities with their bottom lip hanging out. It is what it is. You know what I'm saying? But they also know that we have this issue, our people, many of our people. I'm not saying you, the listener, you probably aren't like this, but the majority. As long as somebody is a celebrity, as long as they're in an algorithm, as long as they're propped up, black people are going to follow them. And if you say anything about them, their first response is going to be hater, because that's all they can say. If you critique anything, Floyd Mayweather should only be teaching people how to box. That's it. You have somebody saying, oh, I'm going to join Floyd Mayweather's financial team. All Floyd Mayweather should be teaching people how to do is throw a jab and a pull, a counter, you know, in defense and, you know, hooks and jabs and stuff like that and getting in shape. LeBron has a school. People actually fall for that okie doke. This is somebody who never went to school in his life. Well, past high school, which he was just playing basketball anyway. People were following that. They believe this stuff, man. But when people are on their high horse and they believe these people and you address them, they just call it hating. Now, here's my thing with Umar, bro. Here's my thing. Advice for Umar or anybody that could get, I know somebody that sent him a message. He didn't respond. You know what I'm saying? Not too long ago, he didn't respond. But anyway, here's my thing, bro. Enough is enough, man. Now you just got to stay off the internet, bro. Enough is enough. The many people who are picking at you or ridiculing you, there are people who never wanted a black school or a black education anyway. They're just calling you to be on their podcasts and their shows for ratings. That's it. You're like the chitlin circuit now, man. You're being used for comedy at best, bro. People are calling you for ratings, jokery, mockery. I mean, joking and mockery. My bad, not jokery. That could be a word probably though, right? These are people who never wanted a school for black children anyway. They're just happy that it wasn't going to happen, that it didn't happen, and now they could say, I told you so. Many of these people that are calling him for show, all they're doing is making a mockery of him. That's it. All he's doing is solidifying their points. Oh, let's call Umar. Put him on display. The I told you so, Negro. That's why they're calling you. You're in the algorithms for that, and that's it, something negative. People want to be entertained. They want to laugh. They want to say, I told you so. There isn't a black person that could do that anyway. His whole idea was flawed. Again, there are many people who just would want to believe that. You know what I mean? And they keep calling you. They keep calling this man. And he keeps showing up. It's like he just don't get it. I don't know if he's legitimately confused with celebrity and people liking him, or if they're giving him money for whatever. Listen, these people don't care. You could be a celebrity that looks like the Elephant Man. If you become popular for people, if they put you in an algorithm, people are going to tell you, come here and take pictures with you and ask you this, this, and that. That's what it is. These people don't like you. They're using you as a mockery, man. I thought that many people by this age will be able to decipher that by now. You know what I'm saying? This is embarrassing. All they're doing is calling this guy to laugh. The best thing for him to do is ignore everybody and chill for a year. People do have short memories. So you could actually chill for a year and come right back like it ain't nothing. People have very short memories, but right now you need to chill, man. Stop letting these comedians and these people use you for videos to make money, okay? I don't know what they paying you or what you demand, or even if you do, but this is embarrassing for you, man, and your family, man. But I don't even, whatever, man. This is a clown show. These people are laughing. He has young people laughing in his face and making a mockery of him. Sitting right there. They have you sitting in these people's faces. They're making a mockery of you, man. Even people who are young enough to be his son, they're making a mockery of him, some of them. You know what I mean? This one guy, Leonard Honor, he has an entire YouTube channel with nothing but Umar content. His only content that anybody ever watches or pays attention to is about Umar Ifatunde, Dr. Umar. That's it. He has no other content that anybody ever would want to see or wants to see. He does a good job at what he's doing on Dr. Umar. It is, though. I mean, the work that he's doing, yeah, it is. You know what I'm saying? He's covering things. He's exposing it. I got to give him credit for that. But this is the only content this man has. Like, you're going around now and people are making videos. They got you digging in toilets. You're sticking your middle finger up. You're saying some of the most disgusting, embarrassing things for a man, you know, on these podcasts with Don't Call Me White Girl and these other people that shouldn't even be allowed to talk to you, man. They should only be allowed to listen. But you gotta have a lot of people fooled. And this is the thing. A lot of people may not agree with this, but there's a reason why the white man who controls the algorithms let people like Dr. Umar Ifatunde and Polite in these algorithms. It's for a reason, man. It's for a reason. But listen, man. Umar, stay off the internet. It's embarrassing. Nobody.
Yeah, I agree with that. I definitely agree. But Umar ain't gonna listen. Umar likes the attention. He's an attention getter, and anybody, you know, he loves the attention. It sounds like that's what he tried to do, but really, it's the kind of attention that I know it's got to be embarrassing to people that's affiliated, that's close to him. I mean, he got so much stuff going on, you know, his personal life, you know, his business. You know, people know about his business with his mother, his daughter, his kids. I mean, he just put it out there. His dad, unfortunately. I mean, it's like they business all on social media. And now you got people over in other parts of the world kind of making a mockery of him. So I definitely agree. Like they say, yeah, he's a good orator and good speaker and all, but he's a joke. Basically, what the guys, what he's saying is true. And the only reason why, they struggle streamers are, right, Umar, and you helping the struggle streamers because you are a chitlin clown show. So yeah, and there's probably the nationality of people because what is the most ridiculous thing you say out of your mouth. So yeah, it would be nice that he would have some common sense, but this man don't use common sense. He don't use common sense. You would think they have some kind of moral code or ethical, but he don't. He don't care. He just say whatever's on his mind. And it's recorded all over social media in 3 or 4 platforms. He just exposed himself on TikTok, Instagram, YouTube. I mean, so hey, he does it to himself. And if nobody don't get off the ground, he can only blame but himself. But he's a man that is a narcissist. He don't want to take responsibility, and he won't take accountability. He thinks himself like a messiah figure. Yeah. So hey, they're gonna keep making a mockery, making a fool out of him, and people gonna make money off of him. Hey, it is what it is. All right then, guys. Hope this been an interesting video. Shout out to Running Slave and the other Mary Laurent and the other people's channel. But that's the real Umar being exposed. And now you've seen over in places he go, he thinking that they look up to some kind of leader. He's a joke, even among some black Britons. He's a twit. All right then, take care. Be blessed. See you on the next video.